Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to Knowledge Konnect, an official program of the University of Faisalabad, and I'm your host Dr. Amina Mehak. Today we are going to have another session to explore the University of Faisalabad as TUF offering the various departments, various disciplines. As TUF claimed a deep commitment towards the academia excellence and cultural diversity. Also, TUF providing a life-changing opportunities for the students, for their faculty members, and that's why today it's my immense pleasure to introduce my distinguished guest, Sir Muhammad Hanan Iftekhar. He's Head of Department of International Programs at TUF. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
How are you?
I'm good. Perfect. Thank you very much for asking. How are you?
Good.
Great.
Sir, thank you so much for coming. Being a head of international programs at the University of Faisalabad. First of all, let us know about TNE. Is it an international program or is it something else?
Well, actually, TNE stands for Transnational Education. So this is the model that actually was introduced in Pakistan almost a decade ago, way back in 2011 and 12. Where institutes in Pakistan can actually enter into sort of a partnership with institutions across the globe, usually in UK, because this is where usually Pakistanis head to. And the idea is to bring the experience, the content, and the education option here in Pakistan, for which people have to spend a lot of money. They have to go to those countries. So instead of me going to UK, the UK actually is going to come to me.
Okay.
Yes. So there are a lot of favorable slogans as well. If you can't go to UK,
it is an ease for the audience.
It is an ease for the students, by the way, instead of just going abroad, because it's a difficult thing to leave your family behind and go, especially at the age of 18, 20, or 21, the teenagers or the early 20s. Because even the parents in Southeast Asia, India, Pakistan, both countries, it's difficult for them to let the kid go.
Yes.
So yeah, this is a valuable option. You're staying in your home, you're staying with your family, you're getting the best option available, you're getting the degree from a well-reputed institution, globally recognized. Yeah. What else?
So as we all know about the global curve, so what about the learning experiences?
Well, I would rather say that when it comes to TNE, it is basically all about the learner, the student. Even the word student is not prevalent there anymore. They call it learner, you see. So it's a learner-centric approach.
So what kind of faculty do you have?
Well, we have faculty from different backgrounds. Some of them, they already have been to abroad. They have experienced the culture themselves. Some of them, probably they weren't been to foreign countries, but they were very quick learners. And they could adapt to the situation, the content at all. Because the content that we get from our partner institutions, it is pretty much comprehensive when it comes to guidelines. It's not.
Is it a bit boring or something interesting?
Not at all. I mean, had it been boring, I wouldn't have been heading the department. That's what, for sure, I can tell you, because there is a lot of charm in it. Because, like I've already said, it's a learner-centric approach.
Something interesting for the students.
Absolutely, curiosity is at the helm of it. Okay, it rather nurtures curiosity among the learners. Not just the learners, the faculty members as well, even the administrative staff. Because we get to experience things that probably we won't even think about doing.
Exactly.
But now we have to do it by virtue of the charter, because it's part of the structure itself.
So to be honest, some courses and degree programs are outdated nowadays. How do you make your curriculum up-to-date, relevant?
I'd like to give sort of a perspective in this context. The curriculum that we offer is actually directly communicated by the partner university to us. Okay. We do not make any changes to it. We can suggest a few in the cultural context, but that won't be even taken into the national context at all. That
is it interlinked with the other departments?
Well, no, it's a bit different. Like I've already said, the approach itself is different.
What sets apart from the other departments at the University of Faisalabad?
The idea is, I won't just say the University of Faisalabad, but the local education sector.
Yes, sir.
I'll again get back to this learner-centric approach, you see?
Okay.
Psychologically, having a look at this, because in TNE, I'm expected to be a psychologist as well, not just a teacher. This is a demand on their part. They want me to act as a psychologist. And if I find a student who is not very responsive or is a bit naughty in the class, that is a student I need to invest.
It is demand of the hour.
It's demand of the hour. They would ask me about it. They would want me to comply, show compliance that that there were certain cases where the student was not, they were disinterested, and somehow I had a dialogue with them, I counseled them, and I brought them back to the classroom sessions.
How do you put your effort to enhance the skills of the students?
Well, I reckon there are certain approaches, different approaches that we keep on adapting. You know what? The first things first, that we give them confidence that whatever they will do, they'll be appreciated. Not for the result, but for the effort. You see, if my effort is being acknowledged that, okay, I did something, and then somebody's also giving me some suggestions that, okay, there is another way to do the same thing, or maybe you can do this one, two things, and you'll get better results. So that's what I would say is sort of our philosophy, that one way or the other, we have to acknowledge the effort. We have to praise people for the effort. So this builds a lot of confidence among them.
So do you offer any entrepreneurship?
Well, yes, we do. We, you know what, when I already talked about curiosity, it's all about thinking, imagining, and trying to connect two different irrelevant things, and then you come up with something new. And that's basically what an entrepreneurial.
So what kind of internships or what kind of workshops especially to learn, to regain the knowledge?
Well, there are three approaches that we are adopting. One is that we purely go psychological and behavioral. Sessions that where we'd like the students to understand or desensitize them about certain cases, because let's talk about both the genders working together.
Exactly.
You see, sometimes we come across these instances where students, the boys and girls, probably they're not comfortable working with each other. So we had this session to desensitize them, because they will have to work with each other in professional life until the last breath. By the way, anyways, this is how we coexist. Exactly. But it really paid off. That workshop that we conducted was hardly 45 minutes or so. It was just to desensitize them that you have to intermingle, you have to know the limits. Pretty much sure, no problem.
You are working on the communication.
Yes, we are working on the communication skills and interpersonal skills, by the way.
Okay.
Because that doesn't just stay limited to the classrooms, that goes far beyond that.
Because you want your students to explore at international levels.
Definitely.
You want to meet them to...
we are preparing them for global impact, by the way. We don't even start thinking about where we are locally. It's a virtual perspective, I would say, that you have to think about it. You could be working anywhere. I mean, I had a student coming to my office very recently, and he had some questions. Said, I can't ask anything like this to anyone, but I feel like I can ask you. And he said that I believe there are aliens out there.
So what kind of job platforms the University of Faisalabad is offering to the students?
I reckon TUF itself has more than 70 partnerships with different institutions. And
globally?
Not globally, locally, but TUF International Program is actually working on partnerships on global context. Why? Because a student who is having a foreign degree program, they're not limited to Faisalabad, they're not limited to Pakistan, they're not even limited to Asia, by the way, they're global now.
Yes, sir.
You see?
Sir, basically the University of Faisalabad claimed that TNE is offered by TUF. Is there any other specific university in Faisalabad that is offering as well?
Well, that's a very interesting question. There are institutions that are offering, but a full-fledged university, no. That's only TUF.
Okay.
And you know what? All the institutions are respect-worthy for everybody. But that's how the education imparting institution should be dealt with. But why TUF sets itself apart? Because things that other institutions have to work on, TUF offers the same by the virtue of its charter. So for us, it's just a routine matter. For them, it's something big. Now, this equally allows us to think big as well, because the basic requirements are being met automatically.
Exactly. So because all we know about the Pakistan's education system nowadays, what navigates your disciplines apart from the others?
The most important thing in this context is perspective. You know, I would again say, am I preparing myself for the city that I live in, or for the country that I live in, or for the region that I live in, or probably I'm actually preparing myself globally so that I could work anywhere, wherever I want to go. And for that, if I have a university degree that is well respected, is well reputed, is well accepted, okay, I already got a passport for the whole globe.
So TNE is affiliated or it's a full-fledged?
Well, it is definitely a policy. It depends on the policy of the HEC as well. They acknowledged it very recently. Okay. So TNE, transnational education, is basically that HEC itself regulates, like it regulates everything else. See, so yes, we have to seek affiliation.
HEC is offering workshops as well?
They recently had a conference, by the way, a couple of months ago.
What about the scholarships?
Scholarship sets an internal measure for TUF. However, on the other hand, certain partner universities from UK offer scholarship options as well. So I'll spend like a couple of years here, and if I have been performing extraordinarily,
Okay.
just for the sake of example, I mean, I'll tell you about University of London. They have this policy.
Okay.
If the student has been extraordinary in their examinations and their academics, they
Yes.
probably would offer scholarship to the student to come and study third year of the degree program in London at
That's
University
really
of London.
amazing.
And the stipend usually goes somewhere around £6,000 a year.
So, what are the biggest challenges for the students?
For the students from this local setup, I think this is a change of mindset, because you have to actually take off from what you are, what you have been for the past 18
Challenges
years.
are the opportunities. as well.
Definitely. But again, somebody has to facilitate and ease it off for them. You know, initially the students are coming in, they're having their own challenges. They have been part of certain schooling systems, certain, what I would say, schooling ideologies. Now you're here, you're studying an international degree program. So environment really matters. So we want them to actually come and experience a different
Okay.
environment. And we equally want them to, you know, challenge themselves. So it's the biggest challenge, but yeah, it is the biggest opportunity as well.
So, as we all know, with the passage of time, it's time of AI.
Yeah.
So, how do you collaborate your
Well, again,
academia and
you see,
the other recent
when it comes
challenges?
to artificial intelligence and education,
Yes.
the idea is not the technology itself, it's the utility.
Yes.
I mean, the students believe that, okay, if they have to go to ChatGPT, for example,
Exactly.
they would just write a line that, okay, I want this essay.
Yes.
And ChatGPT would do what it is told, by the way. It's just like, you know, you have a very good friend and you're telling the friend that, okay, I want this, and the friend will give it to you. So how you're going to ask the questions is what matters. No, ChatGPT is for certain other reasons.
Yes,
So
sir.
students, learners, the education academic fraternity needs to understand,
It means it's up to the person
yes,
how
we are
much he or she can explore.
Absolutely. How and are they ready to try something new? Because that is a platform that allows it actually, you know, allows the students to be more curious, creative in this context. Because you have to, you know, imagine a question, a
Okay.
scenario. You have to put that scenario into words. So your interpersonal communication is at work. Your verbal literacy is at work.
Okay.
Your imagination is at work. You see, so it's a complete cognitive package,
Okay.
but only if it is being used for higher purposes. It's not a Google or any other Bing search engine. It's
Exactly.
not a search engine. It
So,
has to be treated differently.
what are the achievements of the TNE at TUF?
Well, TUF, we are active for the past 3 years or so. And as of now, I would say that we have started affecting the culture now.
Okay.
You know, we have given a different perspective to the masses that you can.
So, what is your analysis towards your department?
Well, towards my department, I think the people in the department would be pretty good to ask this question from. I'm just a representative, but yeah, we are forward thinking
Okay.
always, and we prefer psychological safety a lot for both
Okay.
the students and the faculty members, so that they could share anything they want to.
So, what are the specific expertise of your department?
Well, I reckon that we are creative in a sense that we are brave to take chances, to take
So-
proposals to the higher ups.
So, as we all know, it's time of innovation. So, what are your goals?
Our goals in the next 5 years, we just want to change the way people think. We want them to think beyond the barriers, beyond the borders, by the way. We want them to think in a virtual space where they believe that they could be in any country and they could be part of any culture. And they're very good with adaptability. Wherever they go, however they go, they have certain ideas. And we are giving them a passport in the form of a degree program from a UK-based university. There's your passport. You can go anywhere now.
So, what are your initiatives towards your goals?
Well, we recently had an event, not just one event, it was a drive called Co-Curry Quest.
Okay.
So what we did was that we engaged the learners into certain activities beyond the classrooms. You know, that's where a learner learns when they're actually part of it. So they went out to industrial tours. They conducted certain board game, what I would say, competitions recently.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, I could see learners playing chess. Now, this sharpens your memory, sharpens your mind. So, whatever they want to do beyond the classrooms, the idea is just to contribute.
You are
to their
also working on
personality.
the cognition as well.
We are. That is most important. Like I've already said, we are changing perspectives. To change the perspective, we have to change the way people think. We have to change the mindset. We are challenging the mindset.
So how can students enroll themselves in TNE at TUF?
Well, definitely they have to drop by. Just come for a casual visit. Give us a chance to talk to you. And you know what? There are certain things that we keep on propagating through marketing channels, but there are many things that our counselors can help you with. So give us a chance, come on, and we definitely just make your visit worth it.
Would you like to give a short message to our audience?
Well, definitely, why not? You're more than welcome. Come and be a part of this change. Right.
Thank you so much for coming, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for your precious time. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we have a distinguished guest, Sir Muhammad Hanan Iftekhar with us. He is head of department of the University of Faisalabad International Programs. He has clearly shared his visionary and leadership thoughts towards the transnational education program that is offered by the University of Faisalabad. So stay tuned with us with this journey, be a part of this journey. We will have another session with another guest. Stay tuned. Allah Hafiz.